Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca, and welcome to another interesting episode where we discuss on some interesting updates. We start with Ansu Fati, as Barca are planning to permanently offload Ansu Fati in 2024 as Premier League clubs are keen. We are going to discuss on that as we progress. Secondly, talking about Raphinha, as Barca are optimistic that the star winger could return from injury after the international break. We are also going to be discussing on that. So as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe, turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. After having had to maneuver their way out of tricky situations during the summer transfer window this year, Barcelona are likely to find themselves in similar circumstances in 2024 as well. The financial situation at the club is not the healthiest, and there are fears that their spending power will once again be restricted come summer 2024. As such, player exits will once again become crucial for Barcelona if they wish to rope in new players to strengthen the squad. As such, Sport is now reporting that Barcelona are planning on permanently selling La Masia prodigy Ansu Fati next summer. Once regarded as the future of the club, Fati's injury and the emergence of other attackers led to him losing prominence at Barcelona. The 20-year-old forward had fallen down the pecking order at the club in recent months and as a result was shipped off on loan to Brighton on the transfer deadline day. While manager Xavi and the president Juan Laporta have stated that he will be a part of the team's plans going forward after this season, it does not appear to be the case. The Blaugrana need to sell players in the summer again and believe that Fati can be a good option to generate revenue. As such, the plan now is to sell him permanently or use him in an exchange deal involving one of their targets. The report states that clubs in the Premier League are keen on Ansu Fati and they are keeping tabs on how he performs and his physical evolution during his loan spell at Brighton. The 20-year-old scored his first goal for the Seagulls in their recent defeat to Aston Villa on Saturday, and Barcelona hope that he builds on that and enjoys a successful loan spell in England. With Vitor Roque set to arrive in January, Lamine Yamal bursting through the ranks, and Ferran Torres rediscovering his touch, Fati will find it so hard to carve out a place for himself in Xavi's plans. As such, a permanent departure next season could very well be on the cards for the La Masia prodigy. Of course, Ansu's career has not gone the way most of us expected, right? When he burst onto the scenes when Valverde was still in charge, I think 2019, many people saw him as the next big thing coming out from La Masia, but it is really quite disappointing that things have not gone the way we thought. Ansu Fati last season was injury-free majority of the time, but funny enough, this dude never had playing time. For me, he had a playing time, but not the way he had to have. In terms of the fact that whenever he was given the playing time by the manager, I think Fati did not do well. And we saw Fati less impactful in games. He was not the Fati we saw, some previous seasons, even though he had injuries. But when Fati is available, you feel his presence whenever he's on the pitch. He has an instant impact. His goal ratio was quite unbelievable. But last season, we started seeing Ansu Fati not being his best. I mean, his father coming out and making matters worse, blasting Xavi, blasting the club, pushing his son to leave the club ASAP, and stuff like that. So it have never been easy at all. Fati now playing to Brighton on loan, a season-long loan deal. Of course, with no option to buy from Brighton. But honestly, if you look at it so far, Fati has still not gained momentum. Fati is still the Fati we knew last season. He's still not impactful. You know, he has played quite a handful of games to Brighton. Yes, he did score his first goal for the club last season. I think last Saturday when Brighton was defeated so badly by Aston Villa by 6 goals to 1. But come on, Fati have not been the Fati we knew, and Barca really wanting to improve. Then moving on to the next story of discussion. FC Barcelona lost star winger Raphinha to a thigh injury earlier this week during the 1-0 win over Sevilla. The 26-year-old had to be subbed off in the first half during the contest against Los Noveres after he went down, clutching the back of his right thigh. On Saturday, Barcelona officially confirmed the Brazilian international has indeed injured his thigh and was set for a spell out on the sidelines. Of course, initial reports suggested that Raphinha would be out for close to a month, and his return would most likely take place in the Clásico against Real Madrid late in October. However, as per fresh updates from journalist Ashraf Ben Ayat, there is growing optimism regarding Raphinha's recovery within Barcelona, and feeling is that the winger could be back soon after the next international break. So what is certain is that the 26-year-old will miss the next couple of matches against FC Porto in the UEFA Champions League and against Granada in La Liga. The international break will follow thereafter, after which Barca will resume the season with a league game against Athletic Club before facing Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League. And if all goes well, Raphinha could very well return after the international break, potentially in time to become available for those matches before Barca face Real Madrid in the last week of October. While Raphinha is an important player for Barcelona, Xavi has enough options at his disposal to cope with the Brazilian's absence. Indeed, Lamine Yamal and Ferran Torres are in good nick and of course can more than make up for Raphinha, while the manager could also count on Fermin Lopez as an option. Joao Cancelo could also be a left-sided choice if Xavi wishes to go in that direction. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.